We're live. Hey, good morning. 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I hope you're doing well today. Today is Fortune Cookie Friday. Yay! So we're going to do a fortune cookie. Got my tie-dye 5 a.m. Mester Scrum t-shirt on, which we're getting ready to. I got to put my store up. Anyway, we're going to talk about today is, I guess, lots of questions. How do you prioritize a sprint backlog for a sprint? I'm going to give you my top 5 items that I look at when I look at a sprint and how I organize it for what work gets what and where does it go and which sprint, and that we're going to talk about today. And this is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show, and I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and this is Jerry, and this over here is Betty. They're all here, and actually, I almost got bubbles in the heart. We're all here. Anyway, we talk about Agile Scrum in a practical and tactical way because I like to do the practical more. Now you can see her nose because you know why she see her nose? Because it's Fortune Cookie Friday and she wants to eat the cookies. Anyway, and we do this, we want you to bring value to the customer without working crazy hours and working weekends and all that kind of stuff so you can get home to family and friends, as our mission says, and enjoy little critters like this one. He's so cute. And have fun, right? That's why it's tie-dye Friday. We're doing fortune cookie. Gotta have some fun. If it's all work, and you could do the fortune cookie thing at the office. Whenever we get back in the office, if you wanted to, you can do virtual fortune cookies too, by the way. And have a fortune cookie guide for your. How about this? If you don't have a sprint goal, go get a fortune cookie and put that as your sprint goal. See if anyone notices. Don't tell them. Anyway, okay. So let's get serious here. Top 5 things that I look at when I do sprint planning. And I wrote them down here just because to get my thoughts process as I was doing it. What do I look at? Because I do it naturally and it just happens, right? And a lot of people complain about Jira and Azure. Like they don't give you enough items to display on the backlog list for the sprint. Not enough information. And I would really say they actually do. And the reason why it's good, and maybe you're going off a tangent, because the idea is you do rapid thinking. Don't waste your time in a meeting. Don't waste your time on stuff that really doesn't matter, right? These 5 things, if you look at it, get you in the ballpark. It's all you want to do. There's no mathematical formula. There's no fancy dancy stuff because that's a waste. You're more productive talking to your coworkers and customers and doing the job than you are doing all this stuff. But you got to do it. So the question is, how can I do it as fast as possible, right? So number 1, I look at value. We talked about it the other day about the idea of using Fibonacci series for value estimating, which I really do like, actually. So think about it. You can put that little field in there and it'll show value, right, underneath that part. The second thing I look at is story points. Most systems have that in there. So the product owner is coming up with value. The team is coming up with the story points. So now you got a good balance of taking everyone's considerations in. So now we're building up that trust factor, right? So the first one is the value using the Fibonacci series. The second one is using story points with the Fibonacci series, right? The third one I look at as release schedule. When do we want to release this stuff? What's our goal? Most systems has a version, a release, whatever you want to call it, field that appears on the screen. So that's your third one. And that gives you a date when you want to put all together, because it's good to have a date. It's good to have a goal. It's not good to have an endless date. I'm telling you right now, when people tell me that, we don't know what, you got to come up with something. We'll change the scope. Date is fixed. Scope varies. Okay. That's how we do it in Agile world. It's a different mindset. So there is a date. Having not a date is a falsehood. We change scope. So I got value. I got story points for complexity and how much effort it's going to take the team, what the team thinks. And I look at release dates, right? So those are first three. The fourth one is dependencies. So this one is another one where in all these systems, they allow you to link to other stories. I like putting on the actual screen all my dependencies. This way I know that if things have a lot of dependencies, I can figure out whether or not they're predecessors. Something has to get done before the story, and also something has to get done after the story. If I see another team's code on my story, like another project, whatever, that I'm linked to, I make sure I put them towards the top of the sprint because I know other teams are dependent upon what I got to do. So it gets higher up in the list because I don't want to go to another team and say, we didn't get your stuff done so you could do your job. That's me. Maybe you love doing that. And I bet, people would hate me as a Scrum Master. I'd be like, you all can go over and talk to the other team and tell them you didn't meet what they need to get their job done. How about that? Self-work, self-responsibility, right? So that's 4: value, release planning, release dates, and dependency. So this is that 5th one is what we talked about before. Improvement. I always want an improvement item in the sprint. So if you take those things help prior and also improvement item, because every sprint the team needs to get better. This is what product owners fail to do. They fail to make sure the team has room to get better every sprint. There is no reason for it. And if you don't get better, you're not going to get more work done in the future. So you're cutting your own feet out on you as a product owner for not putting something in for process improvement or Kaizen or something, or getting some of the retro into sprint. So those are my top 5 items I look at. And if you think about it, it's really all you need. You only need 5 items to look at to prioritize your backlog and make sure you got a good sprint backlog. So you need to look at value and a Fibonacci series. You need to look at story pointing at a Fibonacci series way of that's the team's estimate of how hard it's going to be done, what its complexity, stuff like that. And you want to get them done earlier than not later in the sprint. Release date, you want to make sure all your stuff that's coming up in the release is in there. You're not missing anything. Dependencies, make sure that if any other teams depend on work, you make sure you get that done first, early in the sprint, not the last day, because if there's something needs to be adjusted, you can do it. And then an improvement item. So this is my top 5 for in the sprint. And with that said, we're going to do Fortune Cookie Friday. Yay! Hi, Bubbles. Bubbles is here. Ooh, there's the tail. We got them all now. Now she can move the camera. Bubbles, stop moving the camera. Oh, my gosh. It's live. It's live YouTube. Anyway, okay. So what do we do with Fortune Cookie Friday? An Agile accountant has wrapped a message in here that relates to our show. We're going to open the plastic. It's double packaged, right? Overkill. Well, they actually get to stay after a while. And we're going to see what's in here. And we're going to read it according to the show. This today's episode. Life, dogs, cats. I don't know. We'll see. I know that's annoying over the All right. So here's the fortune cookie. They're all looking. Open it up. And you can't have it until I take a picture of the fortune cookie itself with the fortune in it, guys. Where are you going? All right, take my glasses off. All right, let's see. Fortune cookie. Keep your courage up and it will keep you up. Keep your courage up and it will keep you up. I can relate it to one thing I said about today on sprint planning. Courage to include improvement items in your sprint. So many times I see organizations, companies, I hear from managers, well, there could be a lot of pressure to put an improvement item in the sprint. If it's not business related, we won't do it. That's not having any courage. Having courage is to say, look, I'm reserving time in a sprint to improve so that we get better and we can do more with less. I mean, that's the idea. So it takes courage, right? So keep your courage up and it will keep you up. So keep your courage up. It'll help improve your performance and getting more stuff out the door without having to work those crazy hours. And that's the goal, right? So if you keep your courage up, put that process improvement item or that improvement item or some kind of Kaizen type thing in each or retrospective item in each and every sprint backlog, you'll just keep going up. It'll keep you up. It'll keep you on a growth path. And with that, I say goodbye. Say goodbye, guys. Ring the bell once, twice if you want to make sure you get noticed when we go live. And I had a thumbs up. Where'd you do a thumbs up? Did you eat it, Betty? I think Betty ate the thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up, please. Tell your friends. And, podcast. We're only like 100 away now from hitting the 10,000 mark. So go listen to our podcast. And thank you all who are listening to the podcast. Appreciate it very much. We got listeners all around the world that come in and out and when they have time, because I'm like you, I don't always get to listen to my podcasts. I try every once in a while, listen to different things that come up. It just depends how the day is. That's why we do all these different media things, because you never know when you have a little bit of free time to do process improvement and listen to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum podcast. All right. And take care. Say bye, Jairus. You going to say goodbye? Jerry says goodbye-bye. Bad Bubbles, you going to say goodbye? No? All right. Betty, you going to say goodbye? She's like, I just want to eat your cookies. Take care, everyone. Even Hart's in the picture. Hart, you coming up here too? Can I get all 4 of you? No? All right. See y'all. Take care. Have a great Friday.